And tonight on our Great American panel, he is a New York Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate. Bruce Blakeman is here. She is a writer for the Daily Caller, attorney, Fox News contributor, and boy, she nailed it on the Blagojevich case. Tamara Holder is with us. She is a political consultant, fundraiser, columnist for the Sun Sentinel, Republican strategist. Noelle Nikpour is here. Watch out, Nancy Pelosi is investigating me, 9/11 families. We all got to be investigated.
This is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, think about that. For what?
I don't. What did I do?
Harry Reid? She going to investigate Harry Reid as well?
Apparently, that she thinks this is some vast right-wing conspiracy.
Absolutely silly.
Well, it's silly, but it's also dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, the dangerous side is, this is the reaction of real statists that think that, they're all powerful. They don't like the position that people have taken, so they're going to try and intimidate them.
Well, they're not listening to the people. They're
Well,
not listening.
I think, Sean, I come from this with a different perspective. It's personal to me and my family. I lost my nephew on September 11th. He was an Army veteran. He was a volunteer firefighter, and he was a New York State court officer who volunteered to help with the evacuation of Tower 2. And his remains were never found. We only found his shield and his sidearm. And our perspective is that to build a 13-story mosque over that hallowed ground is nothing more than an attempt to build a monument to radical Islam.
That's not true.
It is true.
That is not true. There's no proof
Moderate
of that whatsoever.
Muslims, yes, there
there's
is.
A bigger
Why
issue
build
here.
it there?
There's a bigger issue here.
Moderate Muslims don't want it built there because they know that it's the radicals that are taking over.
I just like to make the point that we can argue all day about whether this is a moral issue or a religious issue or whatever. But the bigger issue here on this political show is that the Republicans have 2% of the Muslim vote. 2%. Most Muslims are like 77% are Americanized. They've been here for 20 years.
Tamara, this is a 70-30. This is a 70-30 issue. Hang on a second. Even in liberal New York, where Democrats outnumber Republicans 8-1, New Yorkers do not want that mosque built at ground zero. And the more people find out about this imam, the more concerned they are about his radical views.
But think about, Nancy Pelosi is defending this. Would she also defend a liquor store next to Betty Ford Clinic? Would she also, defend a strip club next to Disney?
She didn't necessarily defend it. She said it was an issue for New York. That is not defending it.
It's an issue for the world. 9/11 was a symbol for the world.
I've been speaking with moderate Muslims. And moderate Muslims don't want it built there because they understand the sensitivity. These are people who are doctors, engineers.
Well, hang on a second. But the State Department says Imam Rayouf is moderate, and he said we're an accessory to what happened on 9/11.
I disagree with that.
He said it.
He says that Hamas is not a terrorist organization. I'm sorry. Someone who says that Hamas is not a terrorist organization is not a moderate.
May I point out something else that's really interesting as the liberal on the panel? That this shows also this also shows how divided the Democratic Party is. Actually, again, we're seeing this over and over again. But we have Obama who's changed his position, Pelosi who doesn't agree with him, Reid who doesn't agree with him. So we don't even have anybody in the party who agrees with one particular issue or one particular stance on this.
Even in the city of New York, Mayor Bloomberg, who I was shocked, actually cited that they should go ahead and build it. And you know
what makes me mad is that they don't even have an openness to even look into the values, the views, the positions, the statements, and the desire for Sharia. Now we learned tonight that they're going to take money from Iran and Saudi Arabia.
What more do they need?
What else do you need here?
It's a ruse to make a mockery of the death of the innocent victims that died there. That's what they're trying to do. They're mocking their death. And Nancy Pelosi, it's par for the course. She wants to investigate us now. It's just like with the Obama administration.
Governor Brewer should investigate Tamara.
Governor Brewer.
I know I'm next after my TurboTax.
Governor Brewer asked the president for help protecting the borders, and the president sued Governor Brewer in Arizona.
A lot more to get to with our great American panel. Straight ahead. And we continue now with our great American panel. All right, so another issue where the administration is willing to go against the will of the people is on the issue of the Arizona immigration law, which people support. Now the big issues come up, 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship. We got a little tape. Harry Reid then, in 1993 is the year.
If making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough, How about offering a reward for being an illegal immigrant? No sane country would do that, right? Guess again. If you break our laws by entering this country without permission and give birth to a child, we reward that child with U.S. citizenship and guarantee of full access to all public and social services this society provides.
Just another one of the 4,000 reasons to vote against Harry Reid and how Harry Reid has lost touch with the people in Nevada.
Give me a break. This is exactly why, you know, conservatives, they don't accept anybody's apology ever. He apologized twice. He apologized in '96 and 2003 for the statement that he was against it.
Why does he apologize?
He apologized.
He was right.
But wait, there's a greater issue here.
Stop. Forget the apology. He was strongly, staunchly against birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants, for the children of illegal immigrants.
Right.
He couldn't have been any more clear on the issue.
And he changed his position. Everybody changes their position at times.
Everybody changes their position.
He said it
Wait
was,
a second.
He said it was a mistake.
Why do you say everybody
He's not
changes their
perfect.
position?
Because he was a young kid. He was a young kid. He's probably, what, 54? He was a young kid. He didn't know.
That's why people have such a bad reaction to politicians now.
speaking the truth.
Because they don't have the principles, and they don't have the values, and they don't stand by them.
Principles or values, he apologized for his position.
Ronald Reagan
the
won New
position
York
was
State twice. You know why? Not
accurate.
because people agree with him, but they admired that he was principled, he had values, and he was a leader.
What has the right done to fix immigration since 1993?
Excuse me. They were trying to build. Whoa, stop! I'll answer the question. They were building a fence that was stopped by this administration. They were building a fence to protect the country from the illegal immigration that's happening every day.
In Mexico, right?
What is
along
so?
the southern border.
What about Canada? What about Florida?
Listen,
what about Texas? What about all the other places?
They were building the fence and it got stopped. The issue is here, federal law is very clear about illegal immigration, and the question is whether or not the federal government is going to do their job and enforce the law, and they've not been willing to.
John, they failed. Everybody, they failed. It's inevitable. They failed. They were trying to take it.
The federal government.
The federal government.
Made up of Democrats and Republicans. I'm trying to figure out what the answer is here.
You know, we shouldn't talk Democrat or Republican because in reality, yes, Republicans do share their fair share. They should take their fair share of the blame. But the fact of the matter is the Democrats have taken it to a new extreme where they've said that when Arizona asked them for help, instead of giving them help, they sued them. And now they're sending window dressing. They're sending a couple of
Excuse me. Every time you get stopped, does the police officer not look and see if there's a warrant out for your arrest? Is that illegal?
No, it's not illegal. But if the stop is legal, if the stop
Did you
is
even
legal,
read
but
the law?
police are going to stop
Wait a minute.
people.
The Arizona law specifically prohibits racial profiling in spite of what Eric Holder said and Obama said.
And it has.
Excuse me. Then they would be violating the law. The law prohibits what they have. First of all, they didn't read the law. Excuse me. They didn't read the law before they criticized the law. So they were using it for a political agenda. The law prohibits what you say they're going to do.
They are going to do it. I see it in the inner city all the time.
You
with
are
black people.
assuming. What happens when you assume,
what are they
Tamara?
going to do?
It makes
Exactly. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying no law has been violated as of yet. So they haven't even let this out the door before they're already shooting it down.
I don't. If you look at, if I get pulled over for speeding, which by the way I don't speed anymore, and they check and see if there's a warrant out for my. What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong
I have
with
three
it.
sisters who live in Arizona, and they're very reasonable, moderate people, and they've said enough is enough.
Right.
It's out of control. We have 500,000 people in a small state who don't know where they are.
Listen, look at what the impact on
They're citizens, they're
education, our
entitled to
criminal
protection.
justice system, our healthcare system is enormous.
Okay,